because I don't want to have to tell you in the comments, go watch the other videos, because it's there. Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel. I am LaShawn Will, and on this channel I like to focus on home decor, DIY, teaching you guys how to beautify your space on a budget. Now in the last two videos we've been focusing on my guest bathroom because I wanted to elevate this bathroom. It's a simple builder grade, plain Jane. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this bathroom before. You may have one in your space. So I wanted to show you guys how to elevate this space without blowing the budget. So we definitely did that. I can tell you without a doubt, we did not blow that $500 budget. You may be surprised where we actually ended up. But in today's video, we are going to be focusing on accessories and art. And then guess what, guys? You actually are getting your finale in this video. But please do not skip to the end because I want you to see everything that goes into creating this bathroom.
Hold up.
Okay, so I want to do a quick recap of where we left off last week. We got a lot of work done, as you can see here, but in today's video, we need to focus on getting the shower liner hung in the track, as well as the curtain panels hung on those rods, aka shelf brackets. And then we're also going to go ahead and dress the countertop with all of the accessories necessary on your countertop, but we also need to get the artwork up and make that towel bar that's going on this wall that I kind of alluded to in the last couple videos. And if you haven't seen those, go check them out, but we're gonna start making the towel bar. All right, so I showed you guys this piece of driftwood before. It's a piece that I cut off from another project. I think it was the outdoor table that I created, but the straight line won't work for me, so I'm gonna cut this off in sort of an irregular pattern, and then that way it'll look like it was beat up by the elements. I may have said this in the first video, so if you haven't seen the first and second video, you might want to watch those because we are down to art and accessories. So yeah, I'm gonna cut that and then add the hardware so I can use this as my towel bar. Okay. So I did cut it down with my jigsaw, and now I'm just kind of hitting it with the hammer to scuff it up more. I can't even go outside and scrape it on the ground because the ground is covered in snow. Go figure. Oh no, I hit it too hard and it broke. I don't know if I should take it off or glue it back together, because I like the irregular pattern. I don't know. Ugh. So it's fixed now. It's dry. I put some E6000 on it yesterday and then braced it up so that it would stay tight. And now I just want to hit it with a little bit of stain. It's a little pale for everything else, all the other woods in the bathroom. So I just want to give it a little bit of stain. This one is American walnut, and it's oil-based in a can. So I'm just gonna hit it a little bit and then wipe it away, just to give it a little bit more warmth. Hey, tissue. Yeah, just a little bit. I don't need a lot, but I wanted it to not look as pale. This for the towel bar, but this feels like it would be a little bit too invisible, I guess. So yeah, so I'm gonna paint these and see how I like them. And these didn't come out bad, so I'm just gonna use those behind here as an additional back plate. So I picked up these solid wood trivets. That's, you know, a lot of people use them for different things. I actually have them in the kitchen too for my spoons and stuff. But in the bathroom, I wanted to use them to tie in with the rest of the wood. Now over here is where I'm keeping my soap and lotion, or lotion, soap and lotion, however, whatever. Okay, so I don't want the water to drip down on here. So I usually like to keep them on top of something. You should anyway. Keeps your sink from getting gunked up. And then this one, I want to be the little towel holder right here. So I'm gonna put this up on the wall because this I found in my stash, so I'm not counting this towards my budget because I had this for a long time, since the tiny house, so don't come for me. So instead of sticking it to the wall, I want to stick it to the wood, and then the wood I can just hang on the wall using mirror hooks. The trick with mirror hooks is that they tend to make your things pivot this way. So you have to put a spacer on the bottom so that it'll straighten itself out. Instead of it like tilting that way, I'm gonna add like 2 spacers on the back, and then they'll just hang straight, like I did with the TV in the guest room. So that's gonna go on there. This is gonna go on the wall. The only thing is I feel like these colors are a little too light skin, like the driftwood, which I made darker. So where's the driftwood? Oh, okay. All right, so here's the driftwood. It's now dry. Okay, so there's the driftwood that I stained, and then this is the little trivet, the olive wood from Italy. So, okay, so I made this a little bit darker with the walnut stain, and I'm gonna go ahead and make this a little bit darker with the stain. Like, I like the different variations in the wood, so I probably won't do this area, but I do want to tighten this up just a little bit. This one was $12.99 and that one was $7.99. So I'm gonna make these a little bit browner. Okay, I like that a lot better. Feels a little richer to me, and now they tie in a little bit better. So I might sand this back just a little bit to get a little bit more variation in this one. I think I went a little crazy with the stain. But yeah. I realize I haven't shown you guys what I'm doing. I did show you the wood stain that I was using yesterday. And I don't know if I told you, I have been adding a little black. So I'm just spraying it right here on my test piece, and then just taking it and rubbing it in, mainly around the edges, because I kind of want to just make it look a little, you know, give it a little vignette, like, you know, some aging. So that's it. So don't go crazy with it. Just tap, 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 and then, you know, rub till you get it where you like it. And I like it. Okay, so now that the stain and the seal has dried on this, I did put the mirror hangers on there, some screws on the wall, and then I just put these little cushion. These are actually cushions that you would put on the bottom of a chair, but it's what I had. So that way it sits flat on the wall. And now I'm going to take this piece and attach it on here. It's just a 3M. So I'm going to put that down. Hopefully everything sticks. Shouldn't have any issues, because yeah. Okay, there we go. It looks so nice. I love it. I mean, this was free 99 because I already had it. Bought that from a tiny house, haven't used it. And then this was $12.99. So looks really good. I mean, where are you getting this for $12.99? Custom. I love it. All right, it's hard to tell now because first of all, the lighting in here is not great, but it's also still wet. But I did hit it with some black to make it look a little bit more dirty and aged. So I'm happy with it. Okay, so this is how the towel bar is going to go, and then this will sit on here, so we'll have these hooks right on there. So that's why I wanted something a little bit wider. But yeah, so I gotta get those on there. I don't think these screws that came with these are long enough, so I'm gonna go in my stash, find some longer hardware screws, because this is different, the thread. So we're going to do that and then get these put on. So bring that screw up through here, put my little gold painted washer on, then the gold finial that came with, and now I'm gonna screw on my knob / towel holder, and I hope I don't have to rip those screws down because, ugh, that's annoying. All right, I might have to put a washer on the back because it's still a little loose. So I'll do that as opposed to ripping these screws down, because you can see how these screws have those little rivets in it. That's so that you can break them. And yeah, I don't feel like doing that. Girl, I'm about to put a washer back here. Okay, so went into my stash, found these washers. These are probably something I got from like some IKEA furniture or something. So now I can just put this through here, run that through the back, put on my back plate, finial, knob, and hopefully that's enough washer to get me straight and tight. Okay, that looks good. I'm just gonna tighten this just a little bit. Towel bar, yay! And this is all done for free because this was scrap wood. This is all stuff I had. Free 99. I mean, look at that towel bar. Amazing. So remember these? I decided that I was going to try and paint them before I go out and buy brand new ones. I also got some new switch plate screws. So hopefully the ones that I spray painted don't look awful because I spray them with so much spray. Well, they don't look beautiful, but they don't look awful. So I'm just gonna put them on for now, because even when I was at Lowe's, they didn't have any that I liked. I just like a simple one, and the only ones they had was super traditional. So I was trying to get a texture on here so it didn't look so plastic. I think I succeeded in that. It does look like metal. So yeah, I'm just gonna put these on. There we go. Not bad. I ain't tripping. Now I know I said I was gonna make my own curtains, but when I saw these, this nice velvet blue for $15. These are originally $39.99 for 2 and like $60 for 4. So they are a little bit long. I will have to hem them. But if I use these in the bathroom, that is a steal. I'm just still not sure if I want to use blue or the white ones that I got that I need to do something else to. So we'll figure it out. I'm gonna hang these up and see if I like them. If I do, you guys will never see the white ones. Oh my God, the drama. Oh my God, guys. Oh, they look delicious. Delicious. You hear me? Oh. Oh. Oh, they look delicious. I don't know about them white ones. I don't think y'all gonna ever see them white ones. Sorry. So I'll show you guys the white ones, but only this way. I never took them out the package. I wasn't gonna hang them up after the blue ones. These were on clearance as well for $25. I'm taking them back. I just want to show you guys because I'm going to show you the design that I created. I had also bought this fabric coat from Amazon. This is fabric paint and it's a really good company. And I bought this expecting to paint these curtains, and then I was going to add this on the edges. So let me show you guys the design that I came up with and what I was planning to do until I came across the blue panels, which I absolutely love. All right, this is the design that I created and had planned on making, but obviously we know I love the blue ones, but don't be sad. I may still end up doing something like this in my primary bedroom because it is also blue. Now, I love the pattern. I think I should design my own panels. Would you guys buy them if I had these for sale? Let me know. But I ended up deciding to do something completely different after I found the blue curtains. Should I add the jute? Should I not add the jute? Ooh, tripping over stuff. So they look absolutely gorgeous. Even, you know, without it. But then I feel like the jute gives it a little bit more of a regal effect. It feels kind of brassy, even though, you know, I don't really care about that, but I just feel like I feel like it lifts it up a little bit. I think, yeah, I mean, I love the blue. Love it, love it. I think I'm happy either way. But since I have to take them down to hem them anyway, I hemmed them while they were up here so I could make sure it was accurate. And I just did a little bit of tacking with some pins. And now I'm gonna take them down. I am going to do an iron hem because I don't want to sew them and make the stitches permanent, because once you sew them, you'll see the holes at, you know, where you sewed it up at. I like them both. But I have to figure out, I'm gonna do the jute. I just have to get it on there without causing any future damage to my panels. Okay, so I decided I'm going to do a long stitch for the ribbon, but since you will see the stitch through the back side and there won't be any ribbon on the back side, I needed to thread the bobbin for the blue. This machine is so old, I'm gonna be surprised if it even works, to be honest. I'm gonna use this color thread. It's like a gold, it's the closest thing I have. And again, I'm doing a super long stitch, like number 4. And yes, these days I need a little bit of help threading the needle. For so long I thought I was the ish. And it was like, oh, I could just do this and thread the needle. No. This is how I thread the needle. Okay, so now we got it threaded. Hopefully we should be good to go. Like I said, this machine is old and beat up, and I've been begging y'all for a new sewing machine for God knows how long. But anyway, I know some people had donated, but we actually used that. Ooh, I know some people had actually donated to my sewing machine fund, but I ended up moving, and we switched that over to the moving fund from Mexico. But yeah, here we go. And also, for those of you who are wondering, I learned how to sew when I was 5 from my mom. Thanks, Judy. Well, I tried. it ain't working. Another thing, the foot, my pedal is missing and I have no idea where it is. Probably fell off during all the moving about, but I tried doing it without the pedal and it just keeps getting stuck. Like, it's not working. I don't know. So, and at this point without a pedal, it's kind of hard to do, especially when you have a fabric that is looped like this. It just keeps getting stuck. So I'm probably just gonna have to iron it on. I am going to use this iron-on tape. And then I think I might use the liquid stitch for the ribbon, but I haven't decided yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and just iron this and then do the hem tape. I've showed you guys this so many times, so we're not gonna waste footage on that. I want you guys to see that these brackets here, these shelf brackets that I painted, they have holes in them. Right through that little hole, I put that knob in there and then tighten the nut on the back, and that way my panels will be held in place. All right, so you may choose to put your liner up here differently. You might just do the liner. You don't have to do these shears over it, but the liner tends to get dirty, especially the clear ones. They get really spotty and they look a little ugly to me, nasty looking. So that's why I put the shears over it. But what I wanted to point out is make sure you use clips. I'm clipping the shears to the liner because once this liner gets nasty and dirty, I can just throw it away and buy a new one. They're like 15, 20 bucks depending on the height that you get. I got 96. I should have got 84. If it was a shower, then I would need 96. I did end up switching out my track because the rollers that I had from the other one, which was this piece, they weren't acting right when I put them up there. So I just put a new piece of track in here with these different rollers on it. So, and then I still ended up having to use the double stick tape. So when I take this down, I will have to patch the ceiling. As much as I didn't want to, I will have to. And these companies are finally getting it. People don't want baby liners, so they now carry them at Walmart and Amazon. Okay guys, I did promise you a little bit of a haul. I did go to HomeGoods and I picked up a few things. I'm gonna show you what I got first because it's already unwrapped. I wanted to see how it looked in the bathroom and I like it. So I got these. Can you see that? Aren't they pretty? One is filled with soap and one is lotion. I have now probably mixed them up, but I am going to get the little gold chains like from Hobby Lobby that has just the initials on them. So I'm gonna do an S and an L, and I'm gonna hang them from this little gold rope that actually came with. And also part of that set was these two, and they stack. So I put some Q-tips and some cotton swabs in there. And this set right here was $16.99. And then I got this little soap dish. I usually keep picks in here, the floss picks in here. I don't use it for soap. I saw this in the store, and I'll show you the price. But I was like, don't know if I need it. But then I went by the clearance at the end of the aisle, and they had another one. And this one, instead of being $16.99, was only $8. And the reason why it was $8 is because it's broken. Can you see that? Okay. So that's okay, because I'm Miss MacGyver. Y'all already know that. Girl, for $8, I'm getting ready to fix this. All right, so since we are doing a haul, I do want to show you guys a little bit of our Addict Avenue haul. And if you are just hearing that for the first time, then you didn't see the last video or you skipped around. But our Addict Avenue is my pop-up shop. This is one of my other t-shirts. This is the doing it and doing it and doing it well. Yes, that is me. And this is the t-shirt that I created for that song. For those old heads who love hip hop, I did do a 50th anniversary version of this t-shirt when hip hop turned 50, and the people who got that got a special edition. It was designed almost the same, but there was a 50th anniversary logo on there as well. So I got this one for you guys. I also have, so there's quite a bit of things on the website, on my website but I love this one. This is a design that I created, Gen X. Are you Gen X? I'm Gen X too. So check out my fits at our Addict Avenue. So for all my Gen Xers, you can go over there and grab this one. This one is a extra large, and as you can see inside the label, it says our Addict Avenue, LaShawn Will. So yeah, you get my logo in there for our Addict Avenue. And then the other thing that I wanted to show you guys is one of my hoodies. So I love this hoodie. I did design it, and everything you see on there I designed. These are not things that I'm just like pulling out of somewhere and just throwing it up on my site. I'm designing these, so you know, a piece of me is going into them when you purchase them. I did design this, and yes, it is, you know, just the one word right here, which is one of my favorite words, unfuckwithable. It's just one word, but you know, I broke it up so that the font looks a little bit different, and it stands out a little bit more, and then it's a little harder for a child to read if you're wearing this shirt out in public. The other thing is on the sleeves, it says, so please don't try me, right here, so please don't try me. And then you get my Art Addict Avenue logo right here on this sleeve. And yes, it's big. This is a 2X. I love my hoodies big and baggy. I like them to feel like a boyfriend hoodie type of thing. So that's why I always get them super big. It has a nice big hood back here. With that said, I just wanted to show you guys my new hoodie, our Addict Avenue. This part of the video is sponsored by me. And then one other thing I want to show you guys for the haul. I should have just put everything in here, but this was one of my very first designs, and it says obviously Brooklyn, and then right here where it all begins. So if you are one of those girlies that like to carry large bags and just throw everything in there, this is a nice cute little choice. So on the bottom, so on the bottom you can see there is a picture of the Brooklyn Bridge. Now, these can be customized. I did customize a couple of them where I did Queens, and then where it all began. And then on the bottom, there was a picture of a crown, like a queen. So yeah, so I can customize these. Just let me know if you want one, and I can customize for you, for where you're from and where it began for you. So with that said, yeah, that's the end of the haul. Let's get back to work. Okay, so let's talk about the artwork. Now, I don't know if you guys remember in the guest room video, the guest room, I did these frames over, and when I was trying to take the glass out, the glass broke. So that's why I had to go and buy replacement glass from Lowe's. And because it was too small, the piece he was trying to take off, I had to actually upgrade to a bigger size.
Now that one is 848, so the next one up, where it leaves me more space to cut it, will be 1298.
Okay. When I went, I took this mat with me to make sure it was the right size. He got fingerprints on it. This I know I did, because when I handed it to him, that was there. So I don't know if that's gonna come off or not. And then I'm also trying to decide which art to display in the bathroom. So I have art. Now, I ordered some more of my prints, and I got the smaller ones, and then I got the bigger ones. I love these. So I'm leaning towards, but then I also have this trio that I created. Very soft. This one is even softer, where you kind of see that it's a beach, but yeah. So I love this trio as well. This is a image that I shot in California probably about 5-6 years ago, and it's an acrylic. I love it. That's another one. And then I have these, which I created, and I love them. I had them in my bedroom in the townhouse, but they were smaller. I had them as 8x10s, and then I went ahead and ordered them in the larger size because I wanted to see how they look, and they came out gorgeous. So I think I'm gonna probably end up using these in the hallway. I was playing around with them, and I think they look really cute like that in my large frames. What do you think? Yeah, so I'm kind of like, which art do I use in the bathroom? So these were, I was thinking about putting in these frames, and then I found that piece over at Hobby Lobby, and I fell in love with it. So it works really well in this room. If you haven't seen the guest room makeover, go ahead and check out that video. I also got that piece from Hobby Lobby as well. So yeah. So right now, I have to first see if I can get this mat clean. And then I also have to see if I want to go with the larger ones or the smaller ones, because I used the smaller ones in the living room makeover in my townhouse. That was in my townhouse. So let me first see if I can erase these marks off of this mat, and then I'll decide if I'm gonna go bigger or smaller. And I think I want to add a third one, but I wish I had one like with the little kids, because that's obviously a man, that's a woman, and then if I had like little kids' feet, then that would be a nice trio, right? So I decided I am going to paint them. I'm going to use my spray paint. I'm looking at this hammered copper kinda. So we'll see what happens. I mean, the worst that could happen is I don't like it. But then I'll have to spend some of my budget to go buy new frames. So, fingers crossed. Okay, so I took my little gold paint out. This is like a little gold rub and buff type of paint, but it's not rub and buff. So I can't rub it on. I actually have to paint it on. So I'm just gonna, while I sit here, because my back is hurting, I just about had it for the day. So I'm just gonna sit here and patiently paint each one of these. So I found another picture frame in my stash. Actually, I found two of them. That one and this one, and I got these from Mexico, you can see. So I had these for a while. I only want the matte because I think I'm gonna go with the larger of my images. However, this matte got a little overspray on it somehow. Yikes. Now, since that one mat had overspray on it, I flipped it over so you can see it's beige. This is the other side. So this is the side that I'm using. All right, so those came out okay. I'm not mad at them. I think they're gonna look good for now. Again, saving money, cutting corners, using what we got. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get those ready and hang up the art so you guys can see. I really like the Buddha in the bathroom, but I kind of wanted to add some wood. So I had this little bowl, I have a couple of them, and I thought, what if I put that on top of there, and I can just kind of sort of double stick tape it so it's not like permanent, but I like it because it ties into the rest of the wood that's in the bathroom. So that's why I told you guys, you have to trust the process. Like, some people wanted me to paint this white, and it's like, no, because I already know what else is going in the bathroom. Like, I already know I have other accessories, but I like this. So yeah, I think I'm gonna double stick tape this down. So I did stick that to that, but I wanted to maybe make her a necklace going around. So I took this little burlap string that came on something else. So I'm gonna make a little beaded necklace and then just wrap it around here to kind of tighten up that seam a little bit. I mean, it's fine the way that it is, but I found these little beads at the dollar store, so I figured, why not? Okay, I like it. It looks really pretty on her now with her little necklace. I like it. So to the person who told me to take the screw out from the bottom, I did that. I unscrewed this thing as far as it would go. You couldn't even see this part anymore. But to have to take that out, to have to take out a washer, to have to undo this whole entire thing, which I now can't even get back together, does not feel like the normal way to change out a light bulb. So here are the instructions, 1 through 6. When you get to 4, that's connecting. You get to 5, screwing the bulbs and glass lampshade. And that's all that it shows. Doesn't show anything else. Doesn't show the bulb going in. And then here's 6, which is unfold the iron rings. Nowhere on these instructions does it say to undo that screw on the bottom. As you can see in this image, this whole thing is still together. The nut is in there, nothing's apart, and she's screwing in that globe, which I can clearly do. I just can't do it with the bulb in the way. So I just want to let y'all know, this is what it says. Pause to read if you want to see it. There's nothing on here that says undo the nut at the bottom so you can get the bulb in. It just says screw the thing in, and that's it. So to the person who said there's a screw at the bottom so she can get the thing in, tell her, sweetheart, you don't have to have anybody else tell me. I read all of my comments and I respond to all of my comments, something that a lot of content creators do not do. But just so you know, if I continue to do this, this thing is gonna come apart and I may not be able to get it back together. Because at this point, I'm trying to get it back together and I just keep screwing and screwing and screwing, and it doesn't even want to line up and thread properly just so I can get the nut back on. So thanks for your advice, but yeah, that's not working. So I did end up buying some new hand towels, and these were so nice. A little Turkish cotton is so nice. These were on clearance for $10. They were $19.99. And then I got a couple of bath sheets. These are really, really nice. They feel so soft. So yes, my guests are going to love these. I got 2 of these for $7.99, 10 and 10. So I love these. Very nice. HomeSense. Also, I like these. These are waterproof. That's not real wood, it's just plastic. And these go inside the shower. It is sticky, but like it'll suction on there. So I like those. So I'm gonna hang those inside the shower for your washcloths. While I was at Lowe's, I decided to pick up a handle. I got this one because it had this flat bottom. Now, this is the dish that came with the rest of the stuff that I have, but I wanted to use it. I don't use it for soap because I keep the soap in those. And I keep these picks in mine, but I wanted to cover it up. So I bought another one of these from HomeSense. This one was $6.99. This one was part of that set for $7.99. When I tried to take the tag off, I scraped some of the paint off, so that's what you see there. So I decided I'm gonna put this handle on here just so that it's easier to open it and close it. And I want to keep them covered so that they're still sanitary. And in order to do that, I need to put a handle on here. And I'm just going to probably put a couple dots on here. I think I have some of those clear dots just to keep the glass from clinking up against itself. I had already put out my disclaimer to let y'all know, as far as the tile goes, I have no problems with that stuff. But that trim piece did not have a really good stickage. So it is definitely calling for this. Here's the shower mat that I actually ended up using for the bathroom. It's fairly thick. It's one of those quick drying mats. It's meant to look like a teak wood, which it's not, but it does look like one when it's on the floor. Okay guys, let's go ahead and take a look at these numbers. Okay, so we had $500, right? I rounded everything up to the nearest 10, and I also bundled everything based off of the store that I purchased it from in order to make things simple. I did not include all of the things I already had in my stash that I reused or repurposed, but I think it would have been about 100, 150 more. But I think we did really, really good. Look at that number. Not bad, right? Not bad at all. I always tell you guys, you know, I love that African modern, boho, mid-century modern, like all of those things speak to me. And all of those things come through in this bathroom. I really like these. They are so soft. They almost feel like blankets. And I love the animal print on there. It's pretty subtle. It's like a little gray, so it ties in with the other grays in the bathroom. I mean, seriously, look at what we ended up getting. This is why I tell you guys, take your time, okay? I did a lot of shopping at home. I did a lot of repurposing, and you can do the same exact thing. I taught you guys a lot of different tips and tricks. We have a new series getting ready to start, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you hit that like button, leave me a comment. If you don't know what to say, go ahead and drop a few hearts in there. Anyway, thank you so much. Happy Black History Month to everybody out there. Please be safe out in these streets. Please don't just sit back and do nothing. Make your voices heard. Call your senators. Do what you have to do so that this country is not destroyed. Our kids and our grandkids need us. They need us. Okay, guys? I don't want to get too political. If y'all want to hear my rants and all of that stuff, I do go off on Instagram, but I try not to do that too much here on YouTube. It's a different type of animal. However, please be safe. Okay? And with that said, I love you.